the Gen 2 teaser that we released. What's that all about? All right, so hello.
Hi.
Start over. I'm Sabrina, the general manager of DuraBrite.
And I'm Mike Morris, president of DuraBrite.
Mike, we recently released a Gen 2 teaser video. What is even Gen 1?
Gen 1 is our current light up,
Okay.
lineup of lights. Our Pro Series, Mini Series, and Nano Series that have basically been around, tried and true for a decade now. Gen 2 is our teaser to our new release of all these new lightings, right? We're going to have a new Pro Series, a new Mini Series, and a new Nano Series. And it's basically a compilation of all the customer feedback we've gotten, all the bells and whistles and their wish list. Of
Really?
how we can make a better life. We really deal directly with the customers. We deal directly with the commercial fishermen, the sport fishermen, the law enforcement boats, the government boats, and we are constantly listening for how we can improve these lights.
What are some of the things the positive feedback that customers have given us on Gen 1?
I think we're really known for, obviously, our efficiency, right?
Yeah.
A lot of these lights couldn't even be used, or I should say a lot of other lights couldn't be used on small vessels that don't have a gen set, things like that. Where we separated ourselves years ago was the fact that we were delivering so many lumens with so little amp draw, right? So now all of a sudden we could be on a 14-foot duck boat with 12 volt and, light up the ocean. And then the quality of the build. We all know these are, virtually hand-built by MIT engineers with 50 years of military experience. So these things are made for mission-critical applications, super harsh environment. Salt water doesn't bother it, vibration doesn't bother it, heat, cold, nothing bothers these things.
So what are some ways that we're trying to improve them? Like, how can we even make any improvements to what's coming in Gen 2? And how did we conclude that these improvements were needed?
Yeah, it's literally over 10 years of listening to customers. With the very few returns we do get back, we are passionate about, analyzing these things, seeing what went wrong, how we can make these better. And, just to give you a few ideas, this 316 stainless steel brackets we have are incredible, but we are upping our game now with electro-polishing them.
So, and then what does that do?
So that's going to create a shinier, cooler look, but it's also, it's more corrosion-proof, which is great. There'll be less scratching. There's no risk to chipping like chrome and things like that.
Oh, so that's really cool.
Just another upgrade up the level.
What are some common reasons why people would return their Gen 1 light?
Oh, so typically, that brings us into another improvement for Gen 2 was, of the thousands of vessels we've done and the returns we've gotten, probably, you would know better than me, because you see them, it's probably 90% of them are typically because of, water getting in through a connection in the wires.
Okay.
So an installation failure is basically what happened. So, with the Gen 2, of years of listening to this, we decided to come up with a watertight connector that we will put in the box to ensure that water won't get into the lines and get into those lines.
Nice. Okay, so we're going to be including that in the box.
Absolutely.
And that's a nice little goodie. What are some other things that we're going to be throwing in the box?
So in the box also will be switches. We've always had lights and never had switches.
Yes.
So just one more thing to make it convenient.
We're going to be adding waterproof connectors. We're going to be adding switches. What is a solution that we can offer that you feel like maybe other lighting manufacturers don't currently offer?
Chances are, especially our commercial fishermen, are either boarding a boat in the dark or getting off a boat in the dark. And, one of their biggest problems is either losing their keys when they're unboarding or tying
I could see that. I'm very clumsy myself, so I can totally see myself doing something like that.
Even the sport fishermen, the recreational fishermen who have families and young kids, getting them off the boat safely or on the boat safely is a big deal, and no one's really, addressed that.
Yeah.
And this new Gen 2 lighting will have a courtesy lighting
Courtesy,
option.
okay.
So it'll be a wirelessly controlled system that can turn these lights on, like in a car almost, to where once you get out of the vehicle, it's on for 30 seconds, let's say a minute, so you can board or unboard safely.
Yes.
See what you need to see, get your stuff off that boat safely, and then.
Okay. How is this feature going to be controlled?
Through a marine grade fob.
A fob?
Nice and simple, on off, just like a car.
And you're telling me no one else is doing this right now?
You know, not to the ability we can do it, right? So
Okay.
a lot of the, you know, the smaller LEDs will have gunnel lighting and cute little red, green, blue lights that'll, you know, at best will light up the deck.
Right.
But that's not, you know, that's not enough to board and unboard safely.
Right, to really
get
see
on
where
the
you're
docks, or
going.
if you do drop your keys or equipment, or you need to tie something off, you need a lot of lumens, and this is going to solve that
Wow.
issue.
That's really mind-blowing.
Yeah, well, that's what you get when you listen to customers.
Yeah. Are there any like new features that we can expect with Gen 2?
Absolutely, that's the most exciting part. First and foremost, I think when we build things, we are always, because of our military background, harsh environment, we're always thinking of mission critical situations. And being on a boat, you know, whether it's recreational or anything, your life is kind of on the line, right?
Yeah,
You're in a
very
harsh
true.
environment. So we decided to come out with an SOS feature for these lights.
Ooh.
So anytime you're under duress or there's a problem,
Yeah.
and you're offshore and you know you need to be able to signal, these lights will be able to signal to us.
Right, and because they're so like powerful and bright, that SOS signal is definitely
You'll
gonna
be able to see it from miles and miles
Oh,
away.
I bet.
So
And honestly, it's a feature that I hope not many people will have to use.
that's correct. Hopefully they'll never use it, but it's
yeah.
great peace of mind to have that there.
Absolutely. And so like, are these, what else can we expect with Gen 2? Like, are they gonna be as bright as Gen 1 or?
Absolutely not. They're
No?
going to be brighter. I'm glad you brought it up. So obviously, the biggest, you know, feature and improvement of these lights for Gen 2 will
Yeah.
be, you know, the fact that there's new chips, new board, new circuitry, and we're going to be pumping out, I think across the board, about 50% more light.
Hold on. Okay, let me get this correct. Is the light getting any heavier?
No.
Is the size changing?
Nope.
Okay, so how, okay, I'm trying to understand the engineering aspect of this. How is it getting brighter?
I could tell you, but I'd probably have to kill you. I'm
Oh,
kidding.
okay.
You know, we have a 50-year history of power and thermal management. Our engineers are incredible. But LEDs every 6 months get better and better as well, right?
Yeah.
So they're pumping out more lumens with that same amp draw. But the key to all of this is our thermal technology. And the fact that we are so superior with our thermal management, we're able to put in even more powerful LEDs without increasing heat sink size or fixture size.
Wow, okay. And like I heard whispers around that because of this high-tech thermal heat management, that the light is also going to have like a heat detection function where like something with the brightness going down with the heat. Like, can
Yeah.
you talk about that for a little bit?
Yeah, you know, and this is another thing that gets back almost to the SOS, where you'll probably never need it, especially in a marine environment, but we do make these lights for other mission critical applications. So sometimes the thermal capacity is really important.
Yeah.
So that, you know, ambient temperature being above 100 degrees, sometimes we do fixtures that are in projects that are 200-degree ambient temperature.
And listen, these summers are getting hotter, okay?
That's right, it's not getting any cooler.
No.
When these lights are pushed to their maximum, and let's say it is a super hot day with very high ambient temperature, these lights will be automatically be able to sense any kind of thermal rays and be able to manage that by dimming the lights down for momentarily until that heatsink can catch up, cool the board down, and away we go back to
Nice.
full power. Yeah.
That's very, very helpful. So then that's going to avoid any sort of further heat damage with the units, right?
Absolutely, and with inferior LEDs, that's almost why you always see LEDs that go out. Sporadic
Yeah.
LEDs is because
Yeah.
of thermal management.
Okay, so that's also going to be like an improvement from Gen 1, because Gen 1 I don't think dimmed when it was overheating. Like,
Correct.
you know, it's very rare that we've received any units with overheating issues, but typically if it was for those mission critical situations that you were talking about where maybe it's right next to like a generator or a motor or something that would like heat up the environment. So that's really good news.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, even if it was a mistake and someone threw a sweatshirt over the light, or
Yeah.
there was improper ventilation for whatever reason, this is just an added safety feature to
Okay.
manage that.
Well, everybody, I hope you're really excited about what's to come with Gen 2. If you have any questions, like as always, give us a call because I'm going to be the one answering. And you can always email us and reach out to us to ask any other questions that you want to have. All right. Woo!
I think that was pretty good.
That was it.
I think we, oh my gosh, I tried turning this to silent. Thank goodness.